Oh yeah, guys. Right. Just oh, he's nicking another trolley from Iceland. If you can't be asked to get a barbecue. And they wonder why prices go up. Inconsiderate twat. That's what he is. It ain't his fault. What I say, I blame the parents. Yeah, walking down the road with the trolley just to put a fire on. What a scumbag. No way. I really want to win this van. There's only been 2,389 tickets sold. You got a month to get another. Fucking hell. If they don't sell 8,000 tickets, then you get 90% of the receipts. Oh, he's doing another drama tonight between 8 and 9 o'clock. What, is he going to be picking on more kids? More families, or is he going to be abusing more women? I mean, I don't, honestly know what he's going to be getting up to tonight. I mean, neither do I care less. Yeah, he's probably having a go at me too. You know what I mean? I'm just getting messages through. He's having a go. Oh, he's having a go at me. What for? Not posting kiddies' pictures up on the internet. Yeah, not being in receipt of a dodgy image. What exactly is he having a go at me for? Well, so first of all, he's nicking a shopping trolley to create a fire. Now he's slagging me off when he's part of a group which was exposing people's kids. And what else? Fucking hell. This is gold, this prick is gold. So tomorrow we'll complete 2 months of me totally not having a device. The cunting police. I call them the cunting police because they are cunts. Oh, he said he'll post more than my daughter next time. Will he really? So he's threatening to post my daughter up as well. He's honestly, he's a shitbag. He's already posted my daughter up once. He'll post up more than my daughter, will he? But that's the type of coward that he is, really. You know what I mean? Kids and women by themselves. Kids and women by themselves. Oh, good. She's desperate enough to shop at Iceland. Oh well, never mind. Somebody has to, I suppose. You know what you can have? I'm gonna have a shitty microwave meal because I take care of myself. Oh God. I'm gonna go down later on. I think Mr. Huey's gonna have a nice steak tonight. He looks as if he's in the mood for one. You know, so I'm gonna fish him one out. A nice big piece of fish again. I know what you would like. You'd like an entire monkfish, wouldn't you? You'd like an entire monkfish. I think Daddy can come to that. Sometimes you can pick them up for about 30 pence, you see, so I just get down there, grab one and zip back. Whack it in the oven and that's his tea. Sometimes he has salmon, sometimes he has steak, and sometimes he has lamb, don't you? But you never have pork. You're not allowed pork. So there he is, sort of, you know, threatening to expose people's kids, like, you know. Honestly, he is just a coward, that Ashley. You know, you want to get, you know, I mean, you've got no right to share my daughter's image, not at all. Just like I've got no right to share any of your family's images, you absolute freak of a man. I wouldn't do it anyway. I wouldn't go after your family. Jesus Christ. But that's all they know how to do, you see, because they're cowards. They, you know, I mean, he's the type of bloke that goes for lone women and blokes that he thinks that he can get one over on. That's the type of coward he is. The type of coward that offers 250 quid to go and beat somebody up when it's only 50 quid for him to get up on a train, or even less than the bus. You know what I mean? So he can't even do his own dirty work, the arsehole, like, you know, offering me out, oh, come up here, come up to whatever it is, yeah? His address. It's, I ain't coming up to Loughborough. I've been there too many times in my life already. It's a peculiar place. The people are quite sound there, though, most of them. And from what I can see, what they've been writing online about you, they're pretty bloody sound of mind up there as well. So, yeah. No, whatever you're intending to expose, Ashley, right? I'll tell you this much for now, right? In half of what I've got on you, you prick. Yeah, because when you're found guilty of all of this, right, I am going to do to you exactly what you lot have done to me, which is name me as a paedophile on a national platform and your local platforms as well. I mean, your reports were bullshit. Yeah, mine won't be. You'll be the bloke that's known to abuse lone women and children and take the mickey out of people that have been raped or sexually abused. I mean, that's a life to live, isn't it? You must be very proud of yourself, Ashley. You've gone over half and you just like to decide that you like to abuse children now and get involved in chat that involves the raping of kids. That's what you are, though, isn't it? That's what I reckon you fantasise about. But one thing I will promise you, once I find out who your missus is, I will be sending her some screenshots alerting her on what a dangerous, nasty narcissist you actually are. And she ought to stay clear of you. Just like the likes of you laid into my ex-girlfriend last year. You know, but what I'll print is, or what I'll send her is what you've been writing to fucking women. The way you speak to them, and the way you address them, and the way you talk about women on your lives. Yeah, and show us some excerpts perhaps. Oh mate, I'm fine. My health is absolutely dandy, mate. My health is absolutely dandy. He exposed my kid, right? And that Richie, yeah, exposed my kid on the internet yesterday, dude. Yeah, but a picture of a graduation day, mate. Yeah, he's lucky the police know about this complaint, otherwise he'd be, yeah. You know it and I know it. You know what I'm like, you've seen what I'm like. Ain't pretty, is it? No, I'm not making myself ill at all. What I'm doing, yeah, is I'm making a drive at, yeah, catching these people that are abusing other people's kids. That's all it is, mate. That's all it is. You know, they're picking on innocent kids here, man. People's children and grandchildren. What do you want me to do? Just stand here and say nothing about the bunch of freaks? Of course I'm going to say something. Because when kids are being abused, it's our job to fucking step in and stop it, isn't it? Well, that was the idea that was behind my motivation to do this anyway. You know, they've called me, well, a child rapist, a bestiality. They've accused me of bestiality. I've had 2 posts of them posting me up on as a paedophile online. They've posted a picture of my daughter. They've sent police around to my house. They've sent the RSPCA around to my house. They keep on trolling me. You think I'm leaving these bunch of cunts alone? No way, man. They're not going to beat me. Not even affected by the fucking freaks. Because I'm going to get them. I'm going to get them. I'm going to bring them all to account. I'm going to destroy them from the inside out. And what that Richie's done has landed them all in trouble, actually, mate. And if you listened to my live earlier, then you'll... Yeah, a decoy. A decoy is a decoy. It's my imaginary child out there catching predators. Yeah? That's my decoy. This is me stopping these people abusing real kids. Not stopping people from abusing the figment of my imagination, actual real kids, mate. Yeah, so in hindsight, yeah, I'd rather protect these real children from being named and pictures being put up on the internet rather than the figment of my imagination which I go and sting people on. If that makes any sense to you whatsoever. It makes sense to me. Real kids versus imaginary kid. Which one would you go for? Real kid, what, to save a real kid from that abuse? And using their images in their sick little games? Nah, man. No way. And he's there threatening on the live that he's going to expose my daughter even more tonight. And he even threatened earlier that he's going to have words with her. Really? So he's actually threatening to approach my daughter. He will probably just give him a quick, swift, sharp kick in the balls. But he's a pervert. You can see he's a pervert. 91k on rank lines. Of course he's a pervert. Like I said, I wish I'd managed to get that bloody story out of that what that woman had to tell me. Because I do believe every word she said, even to this day. I still believe her. But he put those women under such fear at Cloud 66 that, you know, and he's there threatening to go round and have words with my daughter. Do you know what? That echoes exactly what he said to that woman that worked at Babe Station. Exactly echoed the words of her. So I believe her entirely. Yeah, he turned round to her and he said, well, you know, I'm going to find out where you live and I'm going to tell your children what a slut that mummy is. You know? And now he's threatening to go round and have words with my daughter. It's got nothing to do with my daughter, you fucking bald-headed prick. But you're not a man, you just want to go for fucking family members and shit like that. That's because you're a coward of the highest order. Going after people that got nothing to do with whatsoever, or well, apart from the fact I'm her father. But he'd rather go and abuse a complete stranger and threatening to go up to her. Fucking hell, man. But I'm glad you said it, because that's going directly to the police. Fucking threaten my daughter, you fucking animal. And everybody's so fucking lucky the police are aware, because I tell you what, there'd be a litany of destruction in my path if the police weren't aware of all this. I'd have washed through you like a dose of salts already, a long time ago. I've got to do this right. Got to do this properly. Got to do this lawfully. Well, I'm going to do this lawfully. God help me, I'm going to do this lawfully. Because you need to be stopped, and you need to be stopped immediately. Threaten my daughter, mate, honestly. Oh, mate, what am I talking about? In normal circumstances, you go, shit, man. Threaten my fucking daughter. You animal, Ashley. You're an absolute animal. Going up threatening to have words with my daughter. What the fuck are you going to say to her, moron? You're dealing with an academic. You probably should use words that are too bloody complicated for you, even though she's dyslexic. You still won't fucking grasp what she has to say, so there's no real point, yeah, because you're dealing with an academic, not a moron like you. You know, and that girl's done more in her life than you'll ever do, mate. She's 25, she's climbed Kilimanjaro and she's climbed Mount Kenya. She was an ambassador for a university. She went over to California. Yeah, as an emissary for a university. She's a high achiever. She's out of your league, dude. And she's only 25. She's got more brains in her little finger than you've got in your entire head. What does she want to do for a career? She wants to catch nasty bastards like you. She is her father's daughter. Trust me on that one. So basically what you're threatening is you're going to stalk my daughter now. I mean, you are a pretty sick individual, Ashley. You really are. You're sicker than sick. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that statement, Pete. You're bang on right there. This has been going on under their noses for years. It's either been ignored, yeah, brushed under the carpet as if it just ain't there because people just aren't willing to deal with these shitheads. Because they do things like this to people. That's why they don't, so unless something's done about them, they're going to carry on and on and on and on and on. There's going to be more people that hurt themselves, and possibly die. And they think it's a funny little game that they want to play, when it's actually the sickest game that I've ever seen played in my life. You're driving people to hurt themselves. I mean, come on. You laugh and joke along about the rape and sexual abuse of children. You're all doing it in that chat log. You're all compliant with it. We've all seen it. We're not members of it. Yeah. There's no point declining it anymore because you're just going to add us back in there anyway. So I might as well just leave it there for the police to see what you've been writing. God, if this was somewhere else. Where the police don't matter. I'll give you extras, you take pictures, remember that? Hiring, what is it? Yeah, hiring a hitman, basically. He was trying to obtain services of somebody that would commit violence towards another, i.e. a hitman. You go and beat somebody up. That's a hitman. That is an attempt, yeah, to employ somebody to perform a violent act on another person. It's there on video. I don't know why he hasn't even been questioned about that. I mean, he's an abusive turd, really, at the end of the day. Just an abusive turd that likes to sort of like pick on women and children and some blokes that he thinks are weak and he thinks he can have one over on, He's knackered from shopping, is he? Oh, bless him. Perhaps if he stopped eating overladen carbohydrate laden microwave fucking food, then he might sort of like begin to like lose some weight. Instead of being that ball of flab that he is. disgusting, horrible human being. Yeah, no, that's exactly what it's doing, Pete. Inspector Doofy. When he does get nicked, he will get nicked. And he will get nicked. I'll guarantee you very soon that he's going to get nicked. He's going to get nicked and that Richie's going to get charged. And if he's passed that bloody image on to anybody else, yeah, they're going to be looking at that as well. So it's a bit of a squeaky bum time for them all, really. So he might be in possession of an indecent image. And like I said, ignorance is no defence. You can't just go around stealing other people's kids' pictures and then posting their images up for your own entertainment. Well, that's when you start playing with fire, you see. Didn't even check the date on the photograph, did you, you freaks? So what you've done is you've actually posted out a person that's under the age of, you know... you shouldn't have done. So have fun worrying about that one, won't you? So I know I haven't got a worry in the world. Yeah, there's fuck all on my devices. And if there was, they would have had me in already. Trust me on that one too. Because that's high priority shit, that is. So they must be looking at something else. If they are looking at what I'm hoping that they're looking at, then you're fucked. Two months. Tuesday. I've been without Spotify, music, whatever, you know what I mean? Like I said, whoever's made these allegations against me, I am going to be seeking legal advice against you for making malicious allegations. So I can't see them as being anything else but malicious. So yeah, you can cogitate on that for a while. No, I didn't. Never mind, I've got to do that tomorrow. Shit. Shall we go out for walkies in a minute? Shall we? Just me and you. Go out for one of those walkies thingies. Hey, do you like walkies? Do you? Yeah? You sneezing for yes? That's a sneeze for yes, isn't it? So it'll take you around the blocky thing. So yeah. You know, these things are important to crack, I think, before anybody hurts themselves. And that's my main concern. I mean, they're not going to get at me, but they're getting at other people that are going to harm themselves eventually. And, that, you know, even people within the group have been including yours truly. You know? Right, hang on, just give me 2 seconds. Hang on, no, excuse me, you got a bit of fluff coming out your back. Yeah, you are, right? Yeah, give me that. Give me that. Just finishing this up. No, I've got that bit out for you, alright? Yeah, that's better, isn't it? That's a little bit more heat that you can lose during the day. Yeah, so I don't give a flying toss what he's gonna do. Now, if he's going to expose my daughter all over the internet, then that just shows you the level of sickness that that man actually possesses. That says nothing about me. It says nothing as my, nothing about me at all. And it doesn't say nothing about my daughter either. You know, it says more about him and his behaviours and his sick ways. Yeah, and it also goes to prove that everything that I've been saying since April is absolutely bang on correct about these bastards. That's what actually matters. That's what actually matters. You know, so I can't be worrying too much about it. But we're there talking about a man that abuses women and children, goes for other people's children. He's going for my child. Yeah. Which just basically goes to prove what type of man he actually is. Yeah, that's what I mean. It is truly fucked up, Joe. You know, they've gone after your kids, they're they're trying going after mine. They've gone after other people's children, they've gone after your grandchildren. You know, noble beings, aren't they, going after kids? What noble people. You know, what are you going to do tonight, Kev? Oh, I'm going to go home and abuse some more children. The only reason why he ran those survivor sites is because he got off on it. Yeah, because I swear to God, the guy fantasises about it as well. Because you wouldn't involve yourself in that type of chat or situation where people are talking like that. I don't care who you are. No, what Joanne said's true. That's what they do in this chat group. I mean, we're all unfortunately witnesses, and I am saying that, unfortunate witnesses to their abuse, because we're the targets of them. I mean, when you come to think, Mr. Greenall, when they are going on about your 4-year-old son going through what he went through, and they just rip the hell out of you for that. I mean, a 4-year-old kid got raped, and they think it's funny. And when you're talking, when we're talking about that guttural level of chat, which is in that chat group, that's exactly what I mean by exactly what they're doing and exactly what they're up to. like I said to you all along, I'm here to stand up against child abuse. I'm not here to encourage it, endorse it, support it in any way, shape or form. And what's going on in there is tantamount to child abuse. I'm ever so sorry, but it is. See, they even picked on the victim of rape. They picked on his son for going through this horrific experience when he didn't even know how to tie his fucking shoelaces up. Something that he had no control over. Yet they rip into this bloke who's now grown up. And they relive his ordeal through with him by starting on him. And when you think, and when you consider how sick that actually is, for a minute, you were raped at 4 years of age. I was raped at 5, well, anally raped, but you know what I mean, sexually abused and beaten up and knows what, from the ages of 5 to 11. And it haunts me, you know, yet they still try and use my abusers' names against me. You know, because that's the type of people they are. They're sick, they're nasty, they're horrible. Yeah, that actually is a wrong one. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, and that Mulhern, he's a wrong one. That Wayne Rich, he's certainly a fucking wrong one. That's what I'm dealing with, Neve. It is pure evil. Pure fucking evil. And people ask me to stand down, stop going on about it. No fucking way am I going to shut up about this. No fucking way on God's green earth. And you both started on my daughter now, so it's too fucking late for you two. So when you're found guilty of these things, God help me, I am going to scream it from every rooftop in your area. For something that you're actually being convicted of in a court of law. So I'm not putting up false statements, and I'm not putting up any false statement now. All of this is true, unfortunately. I regret to sort of like inform you all, everything that I've fucking said to you, yeah, is true. Everything that I've said since April is true. Every bloody syllable of what I've said since April's been true. About them, how they behave, how they react. You know, choosing a graduation day photograph. You know, the day that she got letters after her name. The only letters that you're going to have after your name, Waldron, is C-U-N-T. Specialising in child abuse. And misogynistic behaviour towards women. I mean, shit, I've never seen such misogyny in all my born days. His mouth is a gutter. He racially abuses people. He takes the mickey out of people's sexual orientation. He takes the, you know, it ain't, none of this is good. And that Maria, she's having problems with him as well. He's been giving her a whole ton of abuse, and she's getting abuse from Telly too, apparently. But she did a live the other day. I don't think she can say too much. Actually, at the moment, which is why she had to take that post down. But in it, he says that somebody's responsible for at least 2 deaths. So I've been right all along, you see. I fucking knew it. And now I'm suspecting 3. If she knows about 2 and I know about 1, or, you know, this one that I originally went out for, is like, well, hang on, even the team leader's looking at it now thinking, hang on, he's got a point here. So, yeah. So Ed was in a mess the first part of this year, and now she's beginning to see it, what's actually happened. And then when all of this comes out, what they've done, hopefully Paul can rest in peace. You know, I mean, they make references about jumping in front of trains and shit like that. Like I said, back in April, the first time I heard that story, I was heartbroken. I shed tears at that. And then up you pop like a bad smell right into my inbox. Then I see what's going on. Then I realise what you're doing. I've put 2 and 2 together. I have got 4. God, I'm about the size I was when I was about 16. I seriously am. I'm in really good shape. I've still got a bit of a hangover of cracking that vertebrae in my back into place. That bloody hurt. That was an accident. But that bloody hurt. I just heard this almighty crunch. I thought, oh, what have I done? But it was just a vertebrae, one of my vertebrae snapping back into place. And I think that was to do with what you've put me under, to be perfectly frank with you all. Because I'm the type of person that doesn't like watching other people abuse other people's kids. You see, it's just one of those natural things that I'm generally against, like rapists or burglars or, fraudsters and liars. All of which you are, Waldron. All of which you are. You're all of the above. You're a fraud, you're a liar, you're a thief. You're a liar. And considering the chat you're engaging in, well, and guess what? The last one I'm gonna, you know, when you attack a kid that was raped at 4 years of age, you gotta wonder what type of fantasies that you have. That just doesn't pop out of any old brain, dude. That don't pop out of any old brain. Yeah, I know, mate, yeah. I mean, there's this caveat in law, it's called provocation, dudes. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You know, when they do something as disgusting as pick on a 4-year-old kid, yeah, having something that horrific happen to him, and I know it, you know what, dude, right, me and your son, yeah, I know exactly the way that he must be feeling. I know how confused he must be. You know, I know all these things already, dude, yeah? You know, and he's a lot like me. You can't tell that bloke anything, can you? That's because he's single-minded, and he makes his, you know what I mean? And it does give you a degree of independence and a degree of not really trusting very many people in your life at all. So you tend to isolate more often than you let people enter your life, and that's a lifelong thing, that is, mate. There's nothing you can do about it, because our defences are just like constantly up. You know, it's like that, like I was saying to you, you know, there's no point telling me anything because I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? And the more you go on about it, you know what I mean? That's just the way that the abused deal with shit. Dude, that's all it is. You're in my way, get out my way, and I'm going forward. That, I mean, it's literally just that type of single-mindedness about us. And this unwillingness to take shit. Or to listen. Which is both a fault and a blessing. So if I'd listened at some points, do you know what? You know? I wouldn't have even stung. If I'd started listening to people, I wouldn't have even got a sting out. If I believed all the people that told me that I couldn't decoy and certainly couldn't sting by myself, do you know what? I was just determined to prove them wrong. And I've proved them wrong. So there you go. All these people saying you can't do that by yourself, it's impossible. It's like, is it? No, it ain't. And I, you know what, I was saying that from the very beginning and people were laughing at me. Who's laughing now? Who's fucking laughing now, eh? At least I've got the bollocks to do it by myself. And not have to send a gang around. I understand security. I'm not going to slate security or anybody like that off. Don't worry. It is needed. It is an asset, which is good for people's disposal. It's just if I haven't got my security in place, then I don't need security anyway, so I'm fine. I'm good to go. You know, you know what I mean? Ready-made team in one. It's like, right, okay. And it's these very traits that led me into management. So these traits of mind aren't all that bad. You know, why is it every job I do they offer me promotion? It's like, fuck off. I'm not interested. You know. Bar one, actually. Bar one. I tell you what, that job that I did fail at, yeah, I was selling food and trying to sell food and drink adverts for a local newspaper. I actually went into work for the newspaper just to try something else out. I knew I wanted a change, but I just didn't know quite what. Yeah, now restaurants don't need fucking advertising. They really don't. Hotels with big numbers do, but you know, it's like small independent restaurants or fish and chip shops. I mean, try getting a fish and chip shop owner, right, to put an advert in the paper because it's fish and chip shop week. Yeah, it's just damned impossible. Yeah, because it's just got their passing trade anyway. It's just not. You could have a salon because people just go to fish and chip shops as a gravitational thing, you know? They go to restaurants as a gravitational thing. It's just one of those things that you cannot sell, you cannot sell food and drink in that way to, as far as advertising space is concerned, because of new media mainly. They can do it themselves. They don't need print media anymore to accomplish their goals, which is why I got out the newspaper industry when I did, because it was declining fast. When order numbers were suffering a little bit. And yeah, it wasn't quite as profitable as, well, it's still profitable, but it wasn't as profitable as it was. So that's when you need the sea change, right, you know? And after becoming a regional sales manager, my next job, selling double glazing, do you want the assistant manager's post? It's like, nah, thanks. Oh well. But I had a life and I had a career, and I've got one to go back to when I'm better, if I ever get better. I mean, it isn't as if you were exactly helping my recovery here. You know, if anything, you've exacerbated it. Because you let me into a chat group where I discovered that they were abusing children, and I've decided to do something about it. Oh dear. What is so wrong in what I've done? Trying to expose you for the horrible. You know, Shireen, it's sort of like, but Pete, forgive yourself there. Like, dude, forgive yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself, because these are anything that you have said, yeah, considering they're going on about the rape of your 4-year-old kid, yeah, it's fully and totally justified, mate. So just chillax, yeah. No, I only call her Jimmy Savile because she pretends to do so much good, but she's actually an evil cow that involves herself in chat groups that mentions the rape and torture and sexual abuse of kids, that mocks domestic violence, rape victims, child abuse victims. They encourage people to hang themselves, throw themselves down in front of trains, so they're inciting suicide basically. They're threatening people. They're threatening to come to people's doors. They've threatened to machete me. Yeah, a couple of them have. Come up to my door, with a machete and fucking do me over. You know what I mean? All sorts of shit. Yeah? No, but I don't call Laura Cooper Jimmy Savile because she's a paedophile. Yeah? I call her Jimmy Savile because Jimmy Savile was going around pretending he was doing so much good, but then on the underhand, he was doing so much evil. Evil as yet not detected by anybody, and it's the same type of evil that she's doing as well. So that's why I'm calling her Savile. And you know, when Ashley goes to prison, there's two short plans. He'll have to change his name to Two Sore Assholes. I've already explained why to the police and to you lot. I don't know whether it's me, but I don't think people in prison like child abusers very much. It's just a hunch, you know. Just a hunch. Mocking heart attack victims, cancer victims, being racist, being sexist, being homophobic. I mean, the homophobic attacks that he's been dishing out on Maria Clark are just something else. You know? And there's one thing I ain't public toilet, and that's homophobic. But I look forward to the day when you're found guilty in a court of law. A lot of you. That's the day that I look forward to. Because it's been a protracted, targeted hate campaign against individuals that just haven't deserved these things to happen to them. I was happily minding my own fucking business and you added me to that bloody chat. That was your biggest mistake of all. Alerting me to your child abuse. You actually stuck a hunter that cares about shit into that chat and expected him to do nothing, you fucking bunch of idiots. You really can't make this shit up, can you? Let's face it. Former hunters, decoys and security, and with a load of trolls, are going around abusing hunters, survivors, rape victims, child abuse victims, domestic violence victims, are racist, are sexist, are homophobic. What else do you want about that chat log that isn't there? I mean, if that's the glowing reference that you want of exactly what's been going on in those chat logs for a couple of years, then that's the synopsis that I'm going to give you, unfortunately. Yeah, I know he was. Yeah, and he in an interview he always used to say, I don't like kids. And he says because if I said that I do like kids, then people would think I'm dodgy. So I just say that I don't like kids, and I don't like kids. He said when I'm on stage I pretend to like them, obviously, because it's an act. But yeah, you know, referring to that thing as Jimmy Savile. She's perfectly aware what's being written. She's even told them off about what's being written, but yeah, she's still laughing along with it like the rest of them have done. You know what I mean? And I mean, if there's any defence of what Savile's done, it's like, no, that's wrong. She has turned around and said, oh yeah, that's wrong. But if it's that wrong, then why didn't she go to the police? She didn't want to grass her mates up, so she's just let them continue abusing other people's kids. So therefore, yeah, she's as culpable and as she's as culpable as the rest, as joint enterprise. You see, that's just the way of things. All right, Shaz, all right. So you know, and only leaving it on May, was it May the 20 something? That's no defence of your actions either. Because you were a full part of it before I blew it open. And even then, I've seen you in chat logs with the very same individuals, these video chat calls with the very same individuals as well. One of them trying to prank call me one night. You know, this was during the 750 crank telephone call phase that you dished out on me. Between you all, one, I don't know who the hell, I don't know where the hell they come out. As it's just private number after private number. But again, I hope the police are investigating that on my devices right fucking now. So, you know, they've obviously searched for it for any sort of like dodgy images that you've alleged that I've had. You know, I know one of the people that's made that allegation. And I feel that the purposes of him doing so were malicious, so I'm gonna pursue him. You know, lawfully, legally, not actually. And I want him arrested and charged for making malicious allegations. Defamation of character, making me look like a nonsense outside my own fucking house. It's like, nah, you ain't getting away with that, Bentman. Not at all. Coming into Bristol to hand in evidence on me. Feeling proud, cocking the snoot, thinking you're clever. Yeah, right. Nasty thing to do, go around accusing people of having that type of thing on their devices without you actually being sure of them actually having anything like that on their devices at all. I mean, Jesus. You know, I've been a decoy 3 times longer than you, Sunshine. Yeah, I've caught less than half of them you've caught, amazingly. 3 years to 1 year, you've caught over 50. That's bizarre. That's the very problem that I'm trying to bloody crack right now. When's the 3-day chat log good enough to hang a man? Because I don't really think it is. And all these feigned emergencies. Oh, we really need somebody desperately stinging now. It's like, no, you don't. Because only fools rush in where angels fear to tread, you see. Nothing about it that should be rushed, designed to be rushed, or anything like that. It's like you get in when you can, you know. And why was it an emergency just then and not 20 minutes beforehand? You know, so I don't hold much truck with that either, unfortunately. I'm not making myself ill over this. I'm not going to give you the gratification of doing so. I mean, it's doing my head in because I haven't got my devices and the internet's doing my head in as well. But beyond that, I'm fine. I'm perfectly alright. I'm just focused on getting you bastards brought to justice. Yeah, I know. Just calling her Tommy Cooper. Although I mean, but Tommy Cooper was funny. You know what I mean? Tommy Cooper was amusing. That fucker ain't. You know, but putting a picture up my daughter, my God, how sick are they to do that? Somebody that's completely not involved in any of my operations, yeah? My child, and you decide to go after it. Do you know what? You're sick, Ashley. You are just one sick puppy. Sunshine. You keep on making these balls up, threatening to do shit like that because it just shows people exactly what type of individual you are. Just shows your true colours basically shining through. That's all it does. That's all it says about you. Actually, it says nothing else. That you like going around abusing other people's kids. Well, you've got no evidence to suggest that your kid has ever been posted in there. Yeah, and if somebody has posted it in there, then they deserve the full weight of the law as well. I've stated that time and time again, Saville. You don't go giving me that. You're as guilty as the rest of them, madam. You're as guilty as the rest of them. You've stood by, yeah, whilst they've been going at rape victims, child abuse victims, whilst they've been posting other pictures of other people's kids long before any alleged sharing of your son's images. Yeah. Richie's been investigated for something that is particularly dodgy because he's posted a picture of a girl that was underage. They've been looking into him from November right up till July, yeah? So I don't know how far they've looked into exactly what he's been doing, but you've been on his friend list and you've been in that torture chamber. So expect a knock on the door. You see? Saville, when you hang round, right, with people that behave like that, when you start aping their behaviour, and when you start validating their behaviour, Saville, right, then you become as bad as them. When you are part of a group which is promoting self-harm and all this shit that I've gone on about, you, as a member of a joint enterprise, have actually done this to people as well. And you should be ashamed of yourself for your association with such cretins. You ought to be truly ashamed of yourself. Because Christ, I bloody well would be. Let's abuse somebody that's, you know, had his 4-year-old son raped. Yeah, that's a great laugh, isn't it? You seem to be enjoying yourself. Can I be added to TCT? You actually applied to join the torture chamber too. And your defence, yeah, of those people in, you know, the people in Torture Chamber 1 were doing exactly what they were doing in Torture Chamber 2. And what's gone on in Torture Chamber 1, yeah, is actually what's been investigated, right, from that arsehole in Exeter. You know, what he's done. And that's from Torture Chamber 1, which you're a fully paid up member of. So don't start giving me that. You got history in there, love. You're exposing other people's children long before your kid was ever exposed, if he was exposed at all. And like I said, if he was exposed, yeah, I'm no hypocrite. Whoever exposed him deserves the full weight of the law also. It's that simple, really. But you want to hang around and you want to enter chat logs that are abusing other people's fucking kids and grandkids, sunshine, yeah, then you ought to feel the same weight of the law that goes down on the rest of them. If you're going to be in part of a group which encourages people to hurt themselves, yeah, then you, madam, deserve the full weight of the law. And, not only that, yeah, a serious review into why or why not you should be allowed to keep custody of your son. Because personally, madam, I think you're unfit. And once I dig out all this shit that you've been doing, and once we're actually listened to and things are starting to move now, I'm telling you, things are beginning to creak. It's not going to be long before that, yeah, that last straw on the camel's back's going to break and every single one of you are going to get lifted. And that time cometh soon. I mean, we've got Richie admitting on a live that he hasn't handed in all of his devices to the police. Yes, that's perverting the course of justice. That's one thing. You're involving yourself in this chat long before your son was ever exposed, and they were exposing other people's children. In fact, the photograph in question is a product of TC1, not TC2. So don't feign your innocence about not being a member of the torture chamber, or even your application to join TC2, because you were fully aware of what they were doing to other people long before anybody could have allegedly posted your son. Lie all you want. Yeah? Lie all you want, Savile. I don't know. Why don't you just F off, right? Yeah, and go advertising a City 125. Right, that's the end of her. Shithead. You know, list of dislikes. Paedophiles, number 1. Liars, number 2. Thick people, number 3. He definitely fits 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, is it? There's one thing I won't accuse her of being, and that's a paedophile. That's a disgusting thing to do. Really. I mean, I've got some basis with the others, with what they're writing and chatting about, but in fact, in her defence, and it's rarely that I would say anything in her defence, she does say stop talking about kids from time to time, but generally carries on and engages anyway, so... You know, yeah, I've blocked her anyway, Shaz, like, you know. She's a disgrace of a woman. You know, I think there ought to be a serious review into why she should have custody of her child. Right, I'm going to go out for a walk. I'm going to leave all this shenanigans behind me and I'm going to clear my head for a little bit. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to do some food. But I'm not going to do it on the live, not this evening. Alright, so you have fun and whatever you do, do it to them before they do it to you.